So I was scrolling on LinkedIn yesterday, like you do. And one of the things that is that I'm seeing a lot, doesn't matter what social media channel, is it's all about New Year's resolutions and planning for the year ahead and setting goals. And there was one particular post that stuck out to me and I found quite interesting. And this particular post was talking about rather than setting goals, setting intentions. And whilst I can understand the principle of what this particular person was talking about, I actually fundamentally disagree. And the reason why is, in my view, how can you set an intention if you don't actually have a goal in mind for that intention? In my personal opinion, goals and intentions go hand in hand. Say, for example, in your business, you want to set a goal to reach £250,000 in turnover, for argument's sake, right? You would then set a particular intention to be able to achieve that particular goal, right? And that is, I think, is the key to it, is you have the goal in mind and then you set the intention or intentions to be able to achieve it. And that's actually often how I work with my clients when we're setting business goals, because it's all well and good to actually set a goal in mind, but you need to then actually work out how you are going to achieve it. And I do that by reverse engineering. So if we go back to that original goal that I was just talking about, where you set £250,000, for example, as your goal, doesn't matter what the amount is. What you then need to do is you then, from that particular point, you work out, okay, how much income do you need to, or sales do you need to generate per month to be able to hit 250k, right? And then from that particular point, you, based on things like your average transaction value, so you need to know these sorts of information, you can then work out how many customers you need to be able to reach that monthly amount. And then from there, depending on what your conversion rates are from when you have a prospect and converting it to an actual sale, you then need to be able to work out how many leads you need to be able to convert to that many customers. Now, it may sound complicated, but it actually really isn't, providing you know your data. And this is where, one of the fundamental things I talk about, and I feel like I'm literally a broken record at times, and it's about knowing your numbers. And often I talk about knowing your numbers in the context of your financials. So knowing what your profit level is, knowing what you owe your suppliers, etc. But knowing your numbers isn't just in relation to your profit and loss and your balance sheet. Knowing your numbers also includes what is your average transaction value, right? What is your conversion rate? So, for example, I know that when I had the law firm, I had an 87% conversion rate. And that was the fact that when I had somebody in front of me, I converted 87% of those into clients. Now, I know that the balance of that remaining 13%, majority of those were because I was actually advising them not to proceed with it because it wasn't worthwhile, not because they necessarily didn't want to work with me. But that percentage is a really important percentage to know. And that's where, by looking at and being able to record the data, so recording when you have a new inquiry come through, recording where that inquiry has actually come from, and then actually recording the fact that whether it converts or not, and then actually then recording what that transaction value is when it does convert, is all very valuable data so that you can actually reverse engineer to be able to reach your goals. Now, things can change, of course they can, and there's an element of you kind of you're predicting, so it's not necessarily going to be 100% accurate, right? But if you at least have a step-by-step process in which you intend to reach that goal, you will have a greater level of success in actually achieving it. Now, 9 times out of 10, when we all set a goal or we set a New Year's resolution, we say we're going to do something, but we don't actually put a plan into place as to how we're actually going to achieve it. And that is the main reason why most people do not succeed in hitting their goals or hitting their New Year's and succeeding with their New Year's resolutions, right? So it's all about putting a plan into place. And this is one of the things that I work with my clients on a consistent basis, where we are looking at what are the goals that they want to achieve. And I'm not just talking about what the business goals are, I'm talking about also what their personal goals are. Because ultimately, a business is there to be able to give you the freedom to live the life that you want. And for you to have that freedom to live the life that you want, you will have, no doubt, a personal goal in which you want to achieve, and you want your business to help you actually achieve it. Say, for example, I know that one of my clients, she has a dream of having a house in France. So she needs to earn a certain amount of income in the business to be able to achieve purchasing that house in France, right? So there is a correlation between having the life that you want and living the life that you want and having that freedom based on what your business is doing. And if you have those goals in mind and you set out a plan on how you're actually going to achieve them, you will have greater success in actually doing it. Now, if you potentially are wanting to look at what your goals are, both personally and in relation to your business, and you need help in being able to actually put a plan together so that you can achieve those goals, then make sure that you pop in the comments plan, and we can have a chat about how I can potentially help you reach those goals. So thank you very much for listening. I hope that you've gained some benefit from what I've shared with you today. Make sure that you get those goals written down and put a plan in place as to how you're actually going to achieve them. Have a great day, and I will see you all very soon.